Hey, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I took this bowl and made a sink out of it. So previously I drilled a hole through the bottom right at the very base, and then I put in the drain. But because I wanted to put an extra coat of resin on it, I had to add a little bit of clear caulk around the drain itself to prevent the resin from seeping down onto that drain. So that's what I did. Now I started off by mixing up resin and just a clear resin because I really want to see the beauty of this sink, and then I brushed it on with a foam brush. Now it does create some bubbles, but not like a regular hairbrush or a chip brush, which is what I use sometimes, but they tend to lose their fibers, so you don't really want to use a chip brush. A foam brush is better in this case. And I don't go too heavy with it because I know it's all going to drain downwards because it's very loose, and it also depends on the temperature you're working in. Like if you're in a really hot room, it's going to be greater liquidity, or viscosity will be greater, so it will just drain even faster. So a cooler situation is a better situation. It thickens the resin and slows the seepage of it downward toward the drain. And I just put this on the inside of the bowl because they had already done the outside, and the outside's not getting water like the inside is, so it's, you know, you could probably just get away with a urethane on the outside, and you use whatever color you want to keep. In my case, I wanted it clear. I wanted to see the light colors. This is an Ambrosia Maple bowl, so I wanted to see that detail. So I ended up using a water-based polyurethane on the outside so I could keep that look. Now once I get an even coat on it, I go back with this is a butane torch, and this helps get air bubbles out and just smooth out different things, like if you have some uneven streaks, but it does heat it up. So again, you got to be careful with making it too loose, so it'll just drain downwards and you end up with a big puddle at the base of your sink, the interior base of your sink. So you got to be careful with that. So at this point you're doing a little bit of maybe adding a little more resin, smoothing it out, and it's you know, you got to get a feel for it. But basically you don't want to have a puddle at the base, and you just want to have and try to get the most even coat you can possibly get. And you may need to do a couple of coats because remember, this is a sink and it's gonna be holding water in some cases. Now as far as the drain, I sometimes use a push plunge drain. Other times I use just a screen, so it you know, one that drains all the time with holes in it, so you don't have to worry about, you know, it holding water and potentially seeping underneath. I've never had that happen where it seeps underneath the resin or the drain area, because I do use a latex, not a latex, but a silicone caulk when I install the drain between the wood and the drain lip itself. So after 24 hours the resin solidifies, but I wait 2 weeks before an install just to make absolutely positive it's solid. And here it is. I put it on a piece of maple slab, that's the sink countertop, and it's in a little bathroom. I really love the way it turned out.